I've been in a hurry since I don't know when. Gotta bring it on back, start over again. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice slow pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Yeah, slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, bring it on back to a nice slow pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Well, I got me a woman, yeah, she's better than most. Yeah, I get the space I need to really cut loose. Yeah, she slows it on down to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. You slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. You slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Yeah, slow it down. Slow it on down, guys. Good vibes only to you. Always good vibes. Always good vibes only to all of my beautiful people out there. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. All right, man. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate you guys being here. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change. Appreciate it. Guys, I can't believe we lost another, I guess, legend, another founder is, I guess, the best way to put it. It's like seems like we've lost a lot of people that made a lot of first things happen, and Bob Weir is no less another one. It just seems like they're leaving us quick, guys, and so the more we get to talk about them, and that's the way we keep them going. Now, open honestly, I was not like a deadhead, like I wasn't like all in like some were, but I totally understood. Like, he was just one, the whole band in general, and then of course on his own and other things. But and I'm not a super historian on him or anything. Like I took the liberty of looking up things and asked a few questions about him and got a nice. I mean, it wasn't hard to find out a bunch of stuff that I didn't know. Hey, hola to you. Hey, brother Gen X, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. But man, just couldn't believe it. Like it's like, man, it seems like we had Hulk Hogan. We talked about him. couple months back, and then Ozzy, he passed away, and seems like I'm missing. I know I'm missing a bunch. I know I'm missing a bunch, but it's like that. Or that's some just right here in a row recently that's came about. And then second half this evening, I think I just want to talk about the Greenland deal and what's going on with it, because I'm not that's something that I haven't looked into a whole lot. I do know some things about it, but I'm interested in understanding more about what that is before I make a final decision on how I feel about it. I know from certain standpoints I see it, and then others I also see. So I'm thinking on it. So I just thought that'd be a great thing to talk about as well. But first, I'm going to give this first half to Bob Weir. His full name was Robert Hall Weir, born October 16th, 1947, in San Francisco, California. He was a co-founder, rhythm guitarist, and vocalist of the Grateful Dead. Of course, I mean, awesome. Bob Weir had a very unconventional childhood. He was adopted as an infant, and raised in a strict household. Some of these things, guys, was things I just learned myself looking things up, because, like I said, I was not like, that I wasn't so into it that I knew is all this stuff. So it's really, really, really cool. But wow, what a life and what a legend. But I'm gonna put this little picture of him up here. Man, that was a last concert that he was jamming. But he was adopted as an infant and raised in a strict household. Struggled in school because he was dyslexic. They didn't know it. It was undiagnosed at the time, which back in those days, you know, they didn't know. They didn't. They just thought you was being mean or dumb or acting dumb or something, or you were dumb, which it's totally not that. Which caused him to bounce between multiple schools. Music become his outlet early, especially folk and blues. So he met Jerry Garcia. It says that was a big turning point in 1963. At 16 years old, Bob Weir met Jerry Garcia in Palo Alto. I hope I said that right. They bonded instantly over folk music. And let's see, Grateful Dead, they were formed in 1965. Wow. And man, they were still the thing. You know what I mean? Like they'll live for, like, the Grateful Dead will live forever, and the stuff that they were a part of, and just the movement, it wasn't just about them. Like, there was so many other things involved in it. And I mean, just awesome, man. Like I say, I wasn't like a diehard, like, great, I wasn't that deep involved. Like, I had a couple people in my life that were, and I get it. But some of these things I had no idea, you know. Let's see. Bob Weir was initially fired for being too young and inexperienced, and then quickly brought back. That's funny. I didn't know that. He grew into one of the most unique rhythm guitarists in rock history, playing jazz influenced offbeat chord voicings instead of standard strumming, no doubt. Bob Weir was not just a guitarist, but a creative anchor. Obviously, rhythm guitar, lead vocals on many of the favorites that we know, songwriting and collaborations and stuff, especially with lyricist John Perry Barlow. Some notable song was "Truckin'," "Sugar Magnolia," um, "Playing in the Band," "Cassidy," and "Throwing Stones." 1965. Let's see. The band became the center of a cultural movement. Yeah. Uh, they were known for long improvisational jams. Yeah. Yeah, they were. And a devoted fan base. They're actually referred to their fan base as Deadheads. So, mean it in total lovingness. And toured nonstop pretty much. Bob Weird stayed consistent even as the band navigated drug culture, fame, losses, internal struggles. Man, I mean, that's unbelievable to keep a band together that long. Okay, and it says here, after Jerry Garcia's death, 1995, Um, he died. Many thought the music would end. Bob Weir kept it alive, formed and played in Rat Dog, Further, Dead and Company with John Mayer, which I think uh, I don't want to play the video because, guys, you know how the copyright deals are and stuff. So I'm trying to just, I just wanted, that was not too long ago. The Dead and Company era, Bob Weir helped introduce Grateful Dead's music to a new generation. John Mayer's involvement brought younger fans, and Bob became the elder statesman of the scene, wise, grounded, and reflective. Well, that's pretty cool. Personal life and health. Bob Weir has become more health focused with age. He came more health focused with age. And let's see, embrace fitness and discipline, known for his philosophical outlook. Wow. I mean, there's just so much stuff, guys. Like, I mean, it's like, man, my obituary is going to be tiny. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hardly have, I mean, wow, like that's what a commendable, life to have. I know for just, I remember just being able to ride and jam to them forever. The times that I did listen to them, you listen to the whole just jam, just in it, and that, I guess that's how I enjoyed them. For the most part was those times getting to just either ride and jam or just somebody that was into them would just turn on and jam, and that was cool. That was cool. Um, but like I say, I wasn't. Hey, Miss Patty, I see you there. Good to see you. Um, yeah, I tell you, I was just saying that if you wasn't here, just a few seconds ago, about just seems like here recently we've lost several. It's not necessarily music, just music, but like, Ozzy Osbourne, and lost Hulk Hogan, and of course Bob Weir, Merle Haggard, all, you know uh just seems like a lot of people that made first things happen seem to be leaving, or maybe that's just the ones that you really pay attention to. Not I just know it seems like a lot of them have left here recently, at least the ones that for me in uh my life, in my era, man, they were a part of it from the, forever. Like, they were there. They were part of what was going on. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's read some more stuff about. I mean, it's a bunch. It really is a bunch of stuff. But um, his personal life and health. We went through that a little bit, and his philosophical outlook. Um, his legacy. Bob Weir is one of the longest tenured rock musicians that was still performing at a high level. I mean, that's just such a long career for anything, Like, they just loved it. They just loved it. It had to just be. I mean, that's the only way you keep doing that. Yeah, says he didn't just survive counterculture, he evolved with it. Man, I can get down with that for sure. For sure, man. But yeah, I know our buddy, brother Will, he's been a big Grateful Dead fan, from my understanding, for all of his all of his life. And he's probably one of them that's super educated and everything, and he's supposed to swing in a little in here in a little bit. But man, they were just like, just seems like that a lot of them have left here in the past little bit, and oh, man, I mean, there's gonna have to be some people step up and, I guess, do some first things again. Uh, it's gonna be some big shoes to fill. I don't know that they'll ever be filled, but maybe somebody can walk a path close somehow, and uh, because golly, they were part, like Ozzy and Hawk and Bob Weir and others. that we've talked about, uh, they were around my whole life. So when they leave, it feels like a little part of your beacon leaves with you because, like for me, I loved Merle Haggard, and I also loved Ozzy, and I loved Hulk Hogan. They were a big part of my life growing, just all the whole thing. And then, of course, what they did after they grew up, I still was a fan even after, and I think that's when the world fell in love with old brother, with old Ozzy, is when he started. Everybody seen him on that reality show with his kids, and dude, he was funny, man. He was just comical. Um, let's see. Yeah, Miss Patty was. It said on here that it was an undiagnosed thing as a child, and that he moved multiple schools because of it, because they, I guess probably thought he was dumb or thought he just wasn't trying or whatever. But back in them days, they really didn't, I don't think they really did, or it wasn't something that was well known about. So kids that couldn't really, read well or couldn't understand the words wasn't so much because they couldn't read, it's just things didn't look the same. Uh, it was a real struggle for them, and I think that's why a lot well, no, it's why a lot of them probably just went on to work, quit school, and just went on to work, uh, once they got up close enough, old enough, whatever, to quit, and yeah, but it certainly did say that. Evil, evil, again, 429, rest in peace, Bob, indeed, man. We were just talking about him, man, and, it's like, you only get so many founders of awesome like that. Like that'll last forever. You know what I mean? And it's like in 20 years, people are still gonna be jamming and still gonna be loving it. And in 100 years, it's still gonna be, I mean, it's like it's gonna go forever. And we got to live through a big portion of that. And like I said earlier, and when I started, like I don't want to make no bones about saying like I was not a deadhead. So, like I wasn't like a follower that knew everything about him or anything, but I obviously, you know, knew who he was and loved him, loved the music and everything. It just it wasn't all, like I had somebody's, it was all they listened to. Like they were in like one, like, you know what I mean? That was it. Follow them around and all that kind of stuff, which is cool. I get it. I just wasn't never that far into it. So there was some things like they, talked about, and things that, I didn't even know. Like I didn't know that about the person. I just knew his music, and kind of knew I kind of knew the broader scope of stuff. But like the dyslexia thing makes perfect sense, man, because music is something that, you know, you don't have to be able to see it. You don't have to be able to understand you don't have to be able to understand that visual reference like that. All you need to do is just pick the instrument up, So and hear where you want to be at. So, and it seems like that was another like he was endless in songs and like just stuff, just a life of music, man. What else can you say? What else can you say? Perfect. Evil, evil. 429, man. I'm just going 429. I agree with you. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Bob, for sure. Definitely one of those people that, you know, we were fortunate enough to be around through a big portion of all of it. And they were around even before me, and going to be around probably, going to be around long after me as far as their music and stuff like that goes. So, man, you can't ask for more than that from that standpoint. As far as musicians go, we all know that most of them wind up starving and giving up after a couple years, you know what I mean, or whatever, or just ain't at the ability to do it. But they did. They created a movement, man. They was like, it wasn't just the music. It was a a feeling. And I wish now that maybe I would have been just a little bit more open to being more part of that realm like that, like, in musically, because as a musician, like, I the influence is there anyway, and I just never went as deep as what I could have and, like, really gotten into what was going on with the whole thing. It was just I like certain jams and like certain things, and then that was it, move on to the next whatever band and wherever. Um Hey, I see you, brother. Tin Man Alex, man. What's happening, brother? Good to see you. Hope everything's doing good. Shout out to you. We were talking about Bob Weir, and I know you have probably got, memories and stories about things that you heard about or know about. And the Grateful Dead's been a part of our lives for a long, long time, and so is, Bob Weir is a founder, so is he, and always will be. So, just seems like we've lost a lot of them here in the last few years. Maybe I'm just getting old and paying more attention. Maybe that's it. Uh, that's probably it. You start becoming a heck of a lot more cognizant of the time as you get just a little bit older, don't you? You do get just a little, you're like, man, you know what? Better not, better not waste too awful much because you don't get much while you're here. So you might as well get after it, I guess, the best that you know how, and yeah, man, those dudes was able to keep going for years doing exactly what they love, so, you know, shout out to them. Shout out to Bob Weir, shout out to Grateful Dead, shout out to everybody that just, that he was a big part of a lot of people's lives. There's a lot of people, truly heartbroken, and I'm heartbroken for them, I'm heartbroken for the music. I'm heartbroken for the legend. I mean, like he was still, so but I'm glad that he's resting in peace. And I'm glad that his fight and turmoil is over. And, now he's good to go and don't have to there ain't none of that suffering going on no more for him. So rest in peace, Bob Weir. We will definitely always be jamming to something that you influenced or personally did for sure. So, what a wonderful career. Yeah, happy new year, my friend. Happy new year, brother. Um, that's indeed, man. We only have so many sunrises and sunsets. It is, it's one of them things. I think as we get a little bit older, you do start paying, I guess that's what it is for me. I know we've been losing people forever as far as that goes, in music and culture and everything. It just seems like in this past few years, some ones that I really grew up with and really knew. It seems like a lot. There's been several of them die and leave. So, you know, maybe it's just because I'm paying attention. I'm sure that's why it is because they that's the way life is. That's the way it works. But a lot of founders, a lot of first timers. So something to take note of, and I guess that's why I am. But shout out to you guys. I appreciate y'all being here. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change. Just having a good conversation around Bob Weir. That's the way, lighthearted, and just bringing up some facts and things that I could find about him. I'm not a historian on him. Wasn't trying to be. Just wanting to push him up and his career and the people that did follow him and everything, man. Just sending out good vibes, man. And what a career, what a legend. Um, but yeah, man. And then I was thinking about when I first heard about when he passed away. It was, I don't want to get it wrong, but I know Merle Haggard. Um, ain't been long since oh man, see, I knew that's what I'd do when I got on here if I didn't like write it down or something. But there's been like Merle and then Ozzy, Hawk, or Hulk Hogan. There was wasn't it Jerry Reed? What wasn't it Jerry Reed? Didn't Jerry Reed? Guys, I think I see how that's why I didn't. But man, it just seemed like for me when I was thinking about it earlier, in the week, thinking about yesterday, actually thinking about what to speak on and just what I wanted to touch on, and that was just one of those things that was like, man, just seemed like a lot of them after I got started thinking about it in the last little bit. That were huge, but the great part about it is we got their art and it's here forever, which is the cool part about, making music and putting it down and whether you ever sell one or anything like that, at least it's out there for people to enjoy if they want to. If they don't, that's fine too. You know what I mean? Like, I know that I'll probably not never make a dime on anything like that, but the enjoyment's not in the pursuit of a dime. I could care less about that. When I'm wanting to write a song or one comes to me or I get a chance to sing a song, I could care less about. I mean, if money ain't enough to motivate me, just ain't enough. Not that you couldn't. I mean, now I ain't gonna lie. Now I mean, now I mean, you know, money's a good motivator, don't get me wrong, but that's not what my motivation is for like myself. I don't care about making, money on music. Music is for me. It's a me kind of thing. I don't mind to share it with other people, but it's mostly about me, you know. I just like it. Uh Hey, thank you. I see you, Caleb Boo. I see you there. Violet Love, how do you feel about armpits? Well, I mean, I'm just glad I have one because if I didn't have an armpit, that'd mean I didn't have no arms. That would really suck because then I wouldn't be able to scroll down through here and stuff because I wouldn't have no fingers. So, there's like the ramifications just keep building up after that. So I mean, I really do. But shout out to you, Caleb. Boo. I see you there. For you guys that's new here, for the people that's in blue, I've been on YouTube now for year and some change. I think I started back in September of year before last. And these are the blue people in here are people that have been at my channel for quite a while now. Not necessarily since the very, very beginning, but for a long time. So just so y'all know, that's why that they are what they are, and that's pretty much all there's gonna be as far as blues. So I'm just glad to see all you guys here, my blue crew. I know that I've seen you and you've been around in the past, and then and when all I got to do is glance over, and I know. So I try to get back to and see everybody's comments. I try my best to keep up. Audio funk dialect, is this original? Well, I mean, I'm live. If that's what you mean, it's my. Yeah, yeah. I don't really know exact, but yeah, of course it's original. I'm not working off a script or anything. I'm just talking. Was wanting to go over Bob Weir and just kind of remember him and talk about some fun stuff about his life and his journey, and small history about him. I'm not no history buff on him or anything, so I looked up some stuff that I thought everybody might would kind of like hearing about and things I didn't know about. Some of it, like with the dyslexia thing, I didn't know that he was dyslexic, but could have figured, there's a lot, back in the day, there was a lot of undiagnosed stuff like that. So, you know, just kind of cool to, just kind of cool to think about them. Just remember them. I didn't want to play any music by them guys, or I wanted to, but I don't want to deal with worrying about copyright. So I just wanted to kind of have that image up there so we could take a look at them and enjoy them and just remember them. So shout out to Bob Weir. What a legend. And I'm sure everybody, I hope he gets a million more clicks tonight. Just from people wanting to know more about him and learn more about his music. But anyway, shout out to you, Audio Funk Dialect. Yeah, this is as original as it gets. And Violet Lovey, based. I don't know exactly what that means, but okay. Shout out to you, man. I just appreciate all y'all being here. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change. If you want to hit the like button, that's fine. If not, I really don't care. Just appreciate y'all being here because around here I like to share my thoughts. I like to share my opinions. And I let it be known when I feel like I have done my best to learn about a subject, but I also let it be known when I feel like I have more to learn, and I try as a practice these days before I lay my rule and, like, how I feel about something down, I like to know as much as I can about it, so that I give myself as good an opportunity to not make a decision based on my feelings, because my feelings don't matter. Ain't nobody gives a flying crap about how I feel. I could pay me a psychiatrist or something to make me feel like they care, but in all reality, the big world, I got a wife and friends that care, but as far as, like, the big world ain't, nobody really cares about how you feel. So, I just try to put my opinion out there in a way where I'm telling you what I can find out about things, just like talking about this Greenland. I wanted to talk about it. I don't know enough about it to make my decision on it, but what I do know from a common perspective, like a national security perspective, then it does make sense to me. Like that obvious. That's an obvious thing. Like, you know, that part does make sense. And that's a pretty heavy one. I mean, that one right there, I mean, we've got to have proper national security, and that kinda that's a big one. And then, of course, how do those people, you know, feel about it? And I'm not talking about how the media portrays it. I'm not talking about how one side or the other. I'm talking about, like, truly, and I think they understand that, okay, you've got 50,000 people that live on that island. You've got a few guns and some dudes with skis. I mean, I'm not saying you wouldn't put a valiant fight up. I'm not saying you wouldn't be an honorable fight. I'm just saying that just by sheer numbers and size alone, like, somebody needs to be a part of helping secure it in a proper way. So I don't know. I still have to learn more about this, and I'll come at you with more on it when I feel like I have learned all that I can. I feel like that from the national security side, as an American, as just a person that wants us to just be safe. Just thinking about it from from for them and for us. Like, I just want them to be safe and be able to be a part of everything. That's basically what I want for everybody. I just want it done proper. And I believe in equal reciprocation. I believe, it's just like with my whole issue with the whole trade thing back years ago, which I agreed with. Like, why was it costing us so much and others so little? I didn't understand that side of, like, why are we paying so much and then, like, with the medications and stuff. Like, I like the idea of the favored nation thing, like, whatever the lowest price for that medication is, then that's what we're gonna pay now. And if that's true, I'm like, I've got to take them at face value just like every other one, like, you wait and see. But, like, if so, then that's a great win for us as American people, for, the older folks that are on medicines all the time and have to have them, and for others, not older, not, but, with chronic illnesses and stuff. Then maybe that is a true way that it'll actually start to help. Um, but I always did question, well, why are we, why, and that would be for anybody. I'm not just saying it for us, but, like, it was, like, so off balance that it was like, well, like that's not even fair. Like, that don't even look right from just a fair principle. You know. Uh But that's also decisions for people with a lot more brains than what I got. Obviously, we all are allowed to have our opinions, and we're all allowed to make, as our judgment call on what we can see. Um, But I also give myself the grace of knowing that I don't know everything. And truthfully, I don't know that I wanna know everything. I'm fine on some things being a need to know basis. If it's something I can't really partake or do anything about in, then yeah, the information being there to find out is cool, but I don't know if I need it force fed to me or not. Like, there's just something, it's just like there's some videos that I would rather not see. Like when Mr. Kirk got killed, when Charlie Kirk got killed, I hated seeing that. I hated it. I don't even want to ever, I don't never, I don't care I don't care who it was. I just don't want, I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like it. And, you know, you try to avoid those things. And anyway, with the whole Greenland thing for me, the biggest thing is the national security thing. I need to learn more about what that means. Like what exactly is going, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Just like with the Venezuela thing, guys. Like I don't know I don't know what the fix is. All I know is something getting started is better than nothing. I'm just glad to be on like seeing something like on the move, something happening because status quo and mean tweets wasn't working. So, you know, I'm glad that something happened. And it's kind of like with the Greenland thing, that's why there's people that have information privy to them that I don't. And that's why things are kind of, on a need to know basis. Like I don't need to all I need to know is like why this is something that's important, what it is that those people are going to be able to get, how it is that how because the truth of the matter is like I'll never be there that I know of. Like I can't swim that far. So it'll just be another chunk of land. It'll be the same piece of land that's out there right now. It's over there on my map right there. That's basically that's all it'll unless means for me to travel and get elsewhere changes and financial changes. Like I know that that's all it'll ever be is a name change for me. Like I'll never be moving there. But would it give them the opportunity maybe to come try to make a living over here? Would that give them the now opportunity to be like, okay, well, I want to come and try over there. And if that's the case, then man, those people might want to really think about it. I don't know what kind of opportunity and stuff's over there for them. I don't know. That's why I say I can't make a decision. I need to look into more of that stuff. And exactly, I don't know. I don't know. But just thinking about it from a just common standpoint, like I can see where like it could be beneficial for them and for us and the right deal made. I mean, it's always about the right deal, I think. And sometimes the right deal is leaving it alone. But also sometimes the right deal, leaving it alone, is sticking your head in the sand. Um, if you see that something needs to happen, then before you allow a situation to occur, then I see talking about it at least. Like, and I see, and it seems like that, man. It's pretty darn important. I don't know why exactly, other than the national security and they've got a lot of like minerals and stuff and other stuff. I don't know what stuff that they got. They got a lot of that kind of stuff too. So, the powers that be will be figuring all that out. I don't know. As far as the details on all of that, but I do know that it's important for the national security. I do know that. And for us, it is in our, it's over here where we need to make sure that we're thinking of it. And, from that broad perspective, like I say, for me, I'll never be there. I don't have means of getting there. Hey, do y'all seen them Jetsons? Man, I'd love to have me one of them. My best friend was telling me about them too. Then I seen this ad for him, and I don't even know if it was real, and I think it was. Could have been AI for all I know, but it was called a Jetson, and it was basically it was a drone with a little capsule that you crawl in. I don't know. I don't know if that's such a great idea. I don't know if it was real. I didn't really look into them that much because it was I'm sure they're out of my price range. Um, and now I didn't see no training wheels or anything like that. And I'm gonna give the technology a little bit more time, make sure it's crash tested and everything. And you know, make sure they got the air brake system worked out and all that kind of stuff before because I don't fall good these days, and I just don't think I want to be the one to try it out as far as right off the rip. I'll let some people give it a fly for a year or two. But man, they are cool though. In all honesty, they are cool. If they're, I think they really. I mean, I think it's real. It seemed like it was. I'd like to try one. I hope it's real. Yeah, I'm with you on that, AB. I am, man. Enter the U.S. the right way, welcome. Enter the wrong way, go home. Indeed. Yeah, and I say, I feel so strongly about that because that's the only thing that separates us. And I expect I mean, all right, think about it from just this standpoint. If we're going to talk fair, can can you all right, for anybody that comes to our country, however, legal or illegal, if they come illegal, okay, well, why do you think that we should let you get away with that? I wouldn't get away with that going to their country. So why should you get away with that coming here? That seems like common playground rules to me. Like that's what makes sense. And to call yourself protecting your people, that's why those protests and stuff in Minneapolis just irked the fire out of me because the second you pick stuff up, the second that you start spitting or throwing anything at someone or burning something, that is no longer a protest. That's a riot. And it's time for them, the people, to be locked up. And this is my thing. If that mayor, Frey, whatever his name, if he truly means that he is for law and order in his town, then it seems like that it would be common knowledge for him to understand that, okay, well, if they're wanting to pick these people up at the jail that's been already convicted of some heinous crap, okay, then why aren't you at least letting the people that's been convicted of homicides, rapes, and murders? Then you would know exactly who's getting picked up. And then it wouldn't be in the street where they're getting picked up. It would be in a controlled environment. That makes sense to me. But you put them in a position, you put ICE in a position and everybody's in their face. Well, those men are minions. They don't have control over what they get to go do like that. Makes zero sense to be throwing anything at them or causing any kind of havoc. And then what do you think? Like, I got a 15-year-old. I have tried to raise him to know that you do not adjudicate what the problem is in the street. You let whatever the cop thinks is the right thing to do at that time take place, and then we'll work it out in court. But to start trying to fight with them, that blows my mind. Well, what did you think was going to happen? You're in people's face. You're spitting at them, throwing at them, ramming them. You're doing all this stuff. They're human beings. They're Americans. Like that's your American citizens that you're doing that to, that don't have no say in being there. That's their job. Like they barely make over minimum wage. They do not get paid that much. And and putting them through that kind of crap, that's not the ones that's wrong. Now, I'm not judging whether the system is right or wrong. I'm just saying that from a common standpoint, like those people don't even get to choose what, like they got a job to do. They got a family to feed. Like you don't get that's not their choice. So, abusing them in any type of way does not make that does not make sense to me. You know what I mean? No, common sense ain't so common. Oh, AB. It definitely ain't, brother. Definitely ain't. Remember that when they come after you. I mean, you know what? I mean, think about it like this. Like that would be like trying to get blood from a turnip. You know what I'm saying? Like, what good am I on, okay, like I mean, like so far, everybody that's like claimed to have all these people that's being removed that are citizens, when asked to show them, all they can show is where a citizen might have been arrested and then released because of, misidentification or not showing their ID. But nobody can show where one's been deported that was a citizen. If you came in illegal, you do not get the same chances as you do a citizen. A citizen goes to jail, does their time, they come home. You come in illegal, you get caught in any kind of way, whether it's at the local Dairy Queen or at Home Depot. You got to go. That's the game you chose to play when you come across the border, took advantage of a situation, and didn't do it the right way. There's a lot of people in front of you that's been paying a lot of money and waiting a long time to get in here. And they deserve that chance, not you. I don't care what your circumstance is. When you chose to play that game, then okay, that's cool. Like, I get it. Like, do what you got to do, but understand when you choose that game, all right. Well, there's somebody else on the other side that has a role to play. That's the way it works. And I can't help it that it doesn't matter to me if the rules are fair or not. If you don't like the rules, then you need to go to your Congress people and fight to get the laws changed. But it's not with the ICE agents and us allowing people to subvert laws is not the answer. There's too many people willing to do it the right way. There's too many people waiting in line right now to do it the right way than to allow anyone that was willing to circumvent our laws in any type of way to stay. I think they're getting a fair opportunity, man. Like they're given opportunity to go back home if they want. If you don't take them up on it, too bad, too sad, guys. At some point, everybody says, well, what about the ones that didn't do nothing? Man, I remember many times in elementary school that because of the behavior of one or two kids, we would lose our chance on the playground for the afternoon because the teacher was going to make sure that they wrote on the board and then you got to read your book or whatever it is you might get to do. We all got punished. How I looked at it. Usually I was the kid that was misbehaving or back talking. So even in prison, well, I was locked down. Hey, there was lots of times that I spent not on the rec yard because of something that someone else did, not what I did. I got punished too because of the actions of one or two or three or four. So, you know, it's hard to come at me like that. Like that's such as life. Like we all get that. We all know that. That should be something that's inherent in you that man. Sometimes you're gonna get caught up in the tailwind. And the best thing for you to do is try to have your shit together. Just like I said. I remember one time I couldn't find the title to my car. It was in a little truck for like 6 years. Well, I really didn't need it. Well, you know what? When I needed to trade that thing off and I needed to find the title, I found it because I had it, you know. Like it was, I was following the rules. I just hadn't put it up in a good place, and I'd misplaced it. Follow the rules. Do the best you can. I mean, and sometimes you're going to do the best you can. You're still going to get the shit into the stick. That's the way it works. Such is life. But you dust yourself off and you give it another go, man. You know, and that's really not being, to me. Sometimes people say, "Man, you're harsh about things." No, I mean, I think people have grew up or have become so accustomed to something working to fit them 24 hours a day, and we're talking about the phone. That phone works to fit your every thought. It works to fit for you. It's going to give you what you want. It's going to give you things like that. Well, just as soon as somebody steps out their bubble and they hear something uncomfortable, then that's when, oh, you're harsh. Well, sometimes, man, sometimes there's no other way to say it than just be honest. Like, the truth is the truth. And that's not trying to be a tough guy. That's not trying to be nothing. That's just being honest. Like sometimes, hey, the best speech in the world is the speech that you don't want to hear. Because that means you're in the greatest country that you could ever be in. You may not like it. Learn, get over it. Get over yourself. You are not that important. I'm not that important. You know, this whole crap about it's my truth. That means absolutely horse nonsense. That's horse crap. It's either true or it's not. We had hey, I told my daughter when I talked to her on the phone this evening. She's 17, so you know, she's up there old enough. You can talk to her like you got some sense, like an adult. And I told her, I said, "Well, honey, look, when you go to the doctor from now on, then you lead off with, can a man have a baby? And if that doctor can't look you in the face and give you a definitive no, then you need to find you a different doctor." We had a lady there on the hearing on Capitol Hill, wherever it was on the hill, hearing before Congress, whatever. Uh, a doctor, a true doctor. Young lady's supposed to be a doctor, but she could not answer whether a man could have a baby or not. Guys, at some point we got to step past this political nonsense. And I mean, like, at some point, leave that shit to the politicians. The doctors definitely need to stay out of of politics. That's the last thing that we need in our medical stuff is politics. Like, this lady sincerely could not answer whether a man could have a baby or not. Guys, I don't care how you want to dress. I don't care about none of that. Like, but I do care about medical science. I do care about like it ain't up to nobody's truth what they think the truth is. What is like what's real at this point. Like, you can't at some point you've got to stop graying over things like that like that. And man, I was like, you know, and I was being serious with my daughter. I was like, honey, for real. Like, when you go to the doctor, if they're not secure enough in their self to answer that, then they're definitely not secure enough in themselves to be doing any type of surgeries on you or diagnosing you with anything. What they need to do is they need to go back all the way back, all the way back like third grade and start in the coloring books and then just I'm not saying they gotta go all the way back to kindergarten. That would be ridiculous. But at least third grade, go back to there and let's start working them back up through. And little boys are taught to stand up and pee. Little girls are taught to sit down and pee. Okay. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff that one can do that the other one can't do. And that's on both sides. And until you can admit that as a person, there is no reason for you to be in the doctor world for sure. Um, yeah, they should be fired for real. For real. They should be fired, AB. I agree with that. I mean, or, you know, the thing is to me, there's no gray area with the medical side of things. You start screwing around with that kind of stuff, you're going to hurt people. And you're leaving, you're leaving out the opportunity to truly help someone and really opening the door to damaging them for life or not giving them the best treatment and holding up to your Hippocratical oath of do no harm. Because if you can't answer whether a man can have a baby or not, why in the hell would I even let you think about putting a blood pressure cuff around me? You might try to put it around my freaking neck. Oh, this is the way we do it. Like if you know what I'm saying, like that, like it blows my mind. It blows my mind how we've allowed this crap. And say I'm one of these geeks that like to listen to the arguments on the, at the Supreme Court and stuff like that. And I was listening to them, man, and one of the best questions came from Alito, I think is I think that's who it was. But his question was to her because they were going on and on about this whole idea of girls and boys baseball or sports teams and stuff, which to me it's obvious. Like, you know, boys ain't playing in girls' sports and girls ain't playing in the boys' sports. And the reason, there's a whole host of reasons why, especially in that age group. I mean, it's like, I don't know, man. It just seems like they're fogging things up with this. Like, just give a definitive answer. No, no, no. We are not giving up the health of our young women for a 1%, a 2%, a 5%, a 10%. We're just not going to do it. Just not going to do it. And truth of the matter is, it seems to me they need to spend a little bit more time on maybe their mental health and what's going on instead of sports. Seems like that's the least of their worries. And that's not me being mean. That's me being honest. Like maybe you do have some things that you need. It's not a down thing. It's not like I'm putting you down. But maybe there's something that you need to address that maybe you didn't know of. Maybe you need to talk to the right people. Because it ain't your bubble that's getting you out. And that's just kind of the way I look at it from my common standpoint. Like, we're spending all this time fighting over this little bitty matter that could be. No. See how that feels? You're going to feel it a lot in your life. No. And move on. That's it. It's not a loss. It's not a loss for them. That is not a loss. It gains them the opportunity to start focusing it more in on what they need to focus in on, which is not trying to be a part of another sex's sports that clearly you're going to have an advantage on. You're born a dude, that's what you are. I'm sorry. If you want to dress another way, that's fine. If you feel another way, okay. Doesn't mean that it can't all be true. Doesn't mean that you don't have things that you need to talk about or things that you need to work through. It doesn't mean that someone's being mean by pointing that out or saying no to you. Maybe that's the whole issue from the beginning. is us parents and us authority figures forgot that no is one of the best ways to say I love you. That's the way it works. And sometimes coddling and allowing people to believe their truth that can't be true, well, that becomes your bad. That becomes your fault. And I refuse to have that. Just ain't gonna do it. If you're gonna live in this world and you're gonna put yourself in a situation where you're gonna have that type of lifestyle, okay, whatever. You're in America. You're allowed to have that lifestyle. One, it doesn't have to be in everybody's face, though. Let's ease up on that. Just go live your life. Like every other commercial does not have to be a part of every. It doesn't have to be, and you don't need a month for celebration of it. That's ridiculous with this crap. But that's another point. But live your life. Move on. Stop trying to affect young women's sports and just their sanctity of their locker room and their privacy. Just as a dad of a daughter, a 17-year-old daughter, I don't want no little punk that decides because he sucks at basketball on the dudes team that he's going to go play on the girls team and call himself a young lady. No. And I believe there's a lot of that crap going on. I mean, while I was locked up, let me be honest with you. If I could have put in a request and talked them into like getting me to the female lockup, oh, I'd have claimed to have been, hey, yeah. You know what I mean? No. It gets to be absurd after a while when you just think about it from like common view point. Like, and I think most people, and I think I know this for a fact, most people that are gay or lesbian that just want to live their lives or whatever, that they just want to be a part of society and do whatever. Man, they're just normal people just like me and you. They're not all flamboyant in your face, making you have to proclaim everything that they believe is the way you believe. It's just not it. We can all live in the same world. Me, maybe not understand what it is that's going on with you. Maybe you don't understand my point of view, but that doesn't mean that we got to hate each other. It just means like, all right, man. But it doesn't mean we have to try to force each other's opinions down our throats neither. Like I've said before, man, like I've worked around people for years and been around people for years and never even asked about nothing to do with their love life. Didn't want to know. And somehow in the past few years, it seems like that's what's on the front of everybody's lips. Like, man, it's crazy. Just quit it. Everybody just live their own life. You know what I mean? Just do it. If you feel that strongly towards something, then just do it. You're in the perfect place to be able to just do that. Nobody even has to agree with you. You're allowed to just do it if you want to do it, as long as you just do it. Why does everybody have to agree with everybody? Like I do things all the time that I mean, maybe there's other people that don't like the way I do it, but I like the way I'm doing it. Well, I'm a grown ass man. I don't have to go around and clear what I'm going to do with everybody or whether anybody likes it or not. Right. So, that's the way I feel about it. Doesn't mean that I'm right, guys. I appreciate y'all being here. Hey, Tim, man, I appreciate you, brother. AB, thank you, man. Yep, I'll be by. I'll come jam, man. Oh, yeah. Hey, there's Tommy Kenya. Tommy, are you still down there? My camera's off. Hey, come on up, Tommy. Come on up, man. What's up, Tommy?
Hey, got a bunch going by. I remembered you were saying you're going live tonight.
Yeah, man. I only go for an hour when I go, but had a pretty good live stream tonight. There was several people in for a while, and then uh just talking about
I,
you know.
I came in. You're talking about the whole people. They couldn't decide what is a woman.
Yeah, man.
That kind of thing.
I was watching one of those hearings, and this lady like she was just straight up asked, can a man have a baby? And she couldn't, she wouldn't. I'm not saying she couldn't. I'm sure she's educated enough to know damn for sure, like, yeah, there's no way that they can have a baby.
You know
But
how they say like that your math ain't mathin'. Well, what do you say for the science? Your science ain't.
your science ain't science, and this whole idea of your truth, it's my truth. That what does that mean to me? That just means it's a total lie then if it ain't the truth. Like what's fact and what's not fact is the truth. What you think or how you feel sometimes is not necessarily the way it really is. I mean, that's just reality. But
By the
yeah,
way, Landman. I gotta give a shout out. We watched the episode. They're going hard. The producer of the show, Landman's going hard on the woke
yeah,
cultural war stuff.
yeah,
They talked about like the pronouns in this
yeah.
most recent episode. It's good.
Yeah, that's about the silliest bunch of nonsense with that I've ever heard of
Pronouns.
in
What's
my
your
life.
pronouns? You gotta
Man,
respect the pronouns.
man, and that's so most people that they're not like that, man. Man, that's a group of people that's in it for attention, in my opinion. That's all it's about is attention. It's not really about the lifestyle, it's about the attention. If it was something else that got them more attention, they'd go do that. Right now, this is like the catch of the day. And like I say, I don't care what anybody does, but why's it got to be in everybody's face?
I mean, the
Like,
normal ones, he, she, but when you start saying like refer to me in the third person, like that gets a
yeah,
little weird.
like,
Like what?
come on, man. Yeah, like I'm not doing that. Like I can barely, I know, no, I just ain't gonna do it, man. But to each his own. And I had to touch on Bob Weir passing away a couple days back or whatever. He was definitely an icon, man, and definitely one of those people that for me, man, he was part of my life since the beginning, before me, and then obviously long time into my life. So I just wanted to talk about him and just shout him out, man, just because he's legend, always will be, and what a mark he left on the music. Um, everybody, everybody's. Uh, But anyway, yeah, man. So what's Tommy been into? How's things going on your side of the world, Tommy?
Got a little business thing cooking,
Yeah, man.
family business thing,
Well, is it going
pushing
good?
that. It's been learning some things and
Yeah,
connecting with the family and all, and working with the family through this.
yeah, yeah,
It's been
yeah.
good for that way so far.
So is it something that you're doing in your home area? It's a something that's
Yeah.
local. Okay. Yeah, man. Well, outstanding, man. Well,
Aside from the job search and but something else to get to look forward to as well.
well, you never know what's going to be, that thing that catches for you. You know what I mean? That grabs and sticks. Um, I texted you a couple days ago and was asking you a couple questions. I just had a few things. I'd started building an app. I never had built an app before. Well, I got it done today, and you know, doing that for the first time was like, you know, it was kind of stressful a little bit, but then realizing that it was within reach and being able to, take things that there was no way I could have done a few months back or not a few months, but a year back or whatever, and then be able to do it was really cool. Um, so got a pretty exciting thing getting, I don't want to get out over my skis, but I got the core of the app made, the core of it, and then the only thing that's left is just like, tweak, like, what I'm talking about, like tweak stuff, like trying to figure out
Hmm.
get the detail parts of it worked out. So,
Build it and
I
then look, see what bugs are there.
yeah, yeah, and basically what this does is it gives me an opportunity to MVP my product and test it, improve the market on it, and then maybe be able to scale up if it works out. And like I say, I'll be sharing a lot more about it as time goes on. I'm, going to treat it just like, you know, I'm gonna do it right in front of everybody, try to share it with everybody as I go. But I got the app finished today. Well, not finished, but I got the core of it. I'm ready. I feel good about what I've done. I learned a lot. So, and I just know that we are at a
Hmm.
unique part in our life that it only comes around once in a great while when you're standing and recognizing that you're on the uphill. Most of the time, I recognize it after it's already peaked and coming down. Well, I realize that even though some of these things have been out for a while, it's still on the uphill. And
Hmm.
understanding how to grab a hold of that now at any level, you grab a hold of that now, and then you allow it to pull you with it as it goes, like talking about an app. Like, I didn't know that it was even within reach, Tommy. I didn't know that it was things that people could do. I didn't know that it was even something that I was capable of. Well, now I do. Now I know how to do it. And I think that there's going to be an opportunity for a lot of people in the next 6, 8, 10 years, and finding solutions to things, because there's going to be, I don't know, I just feel like we're living in a time where there's going to be an
Well,
opportunity.
everyone, you're either using AI and getting amplified, or not using AI and someone's replacing you.
Yeah, well, and just understanding that, man, you've got a way to speed up most things that you want to do, especially through technology, like things. It can help you so much to speed up and be able to concentrate on other things at the instead of
Hmm.
maybe spending so much time on one, you've got time to spend on other things. And that's been my realization, is knowing that, man, I just want to be able to say that I built an app from the ground up. And I also know that I say I know. I think every inventor and every person that begins something brand new, that has something that is brand new that is not available, then I think everybody thinks that what they got's the best. But I can't wait to be able to go and showcase what I've come up with, and not only the simplicity behind my product, but the usability and the things that it fulfills and is able to grow with. It's exponential. It's exponential. And I don't want to share it I don't want to share it yet. I'm close to that point where I'll be able to. Um, but it's going to be one. I'm hoping that I hope that I can keep it going with the same momentum. Um, and I hope other people like it like I do, and I hope other people like it like other people that I've had review it, because it's something that I think, once I'm able to introduce it to everybody, they'll be pretty, even if you don't want it, you'll still be like, okay, that I can see where that would be useful. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I see how that would work. But yeah, man. I think realizing
Started
that
started
Tommy.
back up my my YouTube now. Holidays, and been taking a little break. I know we both have been taking a little break.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Hey,
got my first video back. I recorded one, edit that one, and I got a live to do, which I'm going to be talking
hey,
about.
speaking of editing, dude, remember that little one that me and you did the
I still
the
have
what?
that in my downloads.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, that one was not meant to be. I'm glad it was. It was not meant to be uploaded into public. I was uploading it so that I could then get the link to take it to Chat GBT and get them to write a description for me, right? Hey, and I loaded it up public, and then I knew that it was too late to call it back. It was like, man, it's already. So I just left it alone. I just left it with what I had, and that. But I was like, I was not even trying. I didn't even want it to go public yet because I was going to get a hold of you and like talk to you about it and just see what you thought. I left it. It was exactly the way it was when we done it, man. It's just the way it. But that's the way it goes. But yeah, man, I needed a small break from the live stream, especially. I needed, this had been going for a minute. And I really still didn't take that long. I think it was a couple months from live stream, but I'm getting my little twist figured out, man. I like talking about the trending topics from week to week. And I like rubbing people wrong sometimes. I don't mind.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
I know, like when I went on my little trip, you're still going live, and then you're taking a break right when I was getting back home. It was like, they're done. I have all these ideas, and now they're taking a break.
Well, we had to, man. I mean, well, when you're a partnership, then you have to look from both angles, and you know, uh, it just wasn't working where both of us was able to do it at that time, and that's the way it works. Uh, and you move on. That's why it's called YouTube. You do what you got to do. For me, it's about bringing something that has something of myself in it, but I like having that. I like the live stream and having the real talks and just like being able to share my opinion because it is, that's all it is an
Yeah, I like
opinion.
that format where you go do your live like for the hour, and then you have, I think, Big Jack does it. He does his regular live, then he has like the second hour, which is the unofficial live, but he brings someone on, and it's like a podcast.
Yeah, yeah. That is a
That's
pretty
a
good
great
idea.
format.
That is a pretty good idea. Yeah,
And then you
man.
talk and react and talk about, like, I think it's iron sharpens iron, something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
He has
yeah,
I'm in his group, his school group. You ever heard of school? I'm in that group that Big Jack started. He
uh-uh.
started a school,
I've heard of school. I have heard of school.
and Big Jack has a little group and community in there, and he asked me to join, so
Yeah.
I'm just now started to engage with that over there.
Cool, man. Yeah, hey, I heard that the school thing is pretty, it's all right. You know what I mean? I don't know much about it. I haven't, checked into it like that. But hey, man, there's so many ways available out there these days to be able to connect and be able to learn and be able to grow in the way you see fit. Grow in the way that works for you. Um, I know this for a fact. It's about titles and proper topics and hashtags and stuff for these live streams. You know what I mean? There is a sweet spot in there, especially for me, because nobody knows who the heck I am. Nobody cares who I am. So you have to tag it along with something that somebody does care about. But that's where finding that sweet spot for myself was like, I want to still be able to talk about stuff that I like to talk about, anything. But you still have to be able to tag and you have to be able to put a proper description and proper, you know, all that nonsense, which I don't think nobody knows 100% what the right way to do is. You just keep stabbing at it until you figure it out. Um, and then sometimes you're going to flop and sometimes you're not. Sometimes it'll do good and sometimes it won't. Like, that's just the way it works, man. Oh, I
Speaking
think the
to
main,
good, I talked about my story of how I manifested an exact team. I wasn't planning it, but I
yeah,
talked about that. That was my first video back up. How I
that's a
manifested in 2018, and it's kind of happening now.
That's awesome, man. I mean, and it is about just staying with it and allowing yourself to grow and change and get, take a break and think about what you're going to do and how you want to approach things. And I feel like I know with my little, I can't, I, I'm looking forward to getting to try to bring a product to market. I'm looking forward to that journey of trying to sell it, trying to pitch it, trying to, make it real, like make it actually come, like, yeah, yeah, I did that. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Hmm.
a challenge. I know it's going to be uphill, but I'm looking forward to just seeing what that journey feels like, and I feel like I got an excellent product that is physically nothing, but physically everything. It I'm looking forward to it. I'll share with you backstage when we get done here in a second, and just fill you in on like what, because it'll be another day or two before I'm comfortable, like, presenting it, because I've got a whole pitch and everything worked up for it. I got it.
You
I
got an
get so
audience lined up,
do
angel
I
investor.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, I get so excited about that kind of stuff because it's been an idea that I've had for like, man, I've had this idea for at least 4 years now. And it's just now come up on me that the technology is perfectly available now to make it true, to make it actually be able to do what I want. And I can't wait. I can't wait to physically try to move forward with it. Um, Just right. You gotta be mindful about sharing things and everything till I just don't wanna do nothing stupid and share it and not have everything where I need it at and everything, but you know how it is, man. I'm looking forward to that opportunity just because I know it's gonna be hard and it's not gonna be fun all the time, but it's gonna be a challenge to try to figure out how to get somebody to believe in it just like you believe in it, and then see how many of them you can get to do it, you know? That's all you can do.
Well, I'm
But
reading one of the books I did. There's three people. It's called enrollment. There's three groups of people you always in life, you'll be enrolling. This for you, for anyone. There's
right?
three groups of people that you will be enrolling the rest of your life. The first one is yourself.
Indeed.
Second one is your team. And then the third is other people.
Yep. That's a fact, man. Yep, that's good. Yeah, man. Well, brother Tommy, it is coming up on 10:30. I'm gonna get ready and
Yeah.
get and wrap it up, but I'll holler at you here and behind this. Just hold on for a
Oh, that's
second.
yeah. I came on at 9 my time.
Yeah, it's already 10:30 here, man. But yeah, man, let's end it out, and then uh I'll see you backstage here in just a second, guys. I appreciate all of you, brother Gen X. I see you still down there hitting on the thing there. Thank you, man. I appreciate you being here and the conversation and all. I know it wasn't all that, but it was something that it was worthy of talking about and just bring it up. And it was on my mind, and that's pretty much what my themes are. It's just the things I'm thinking about, things that are on my mind, and just a good dump for me. You know what I mean? Good mental dump. So, hey, well, tell Jimena I said hello and love to her. I appreciate all you guys, all my blue crew down here. You'll always stay that color because I'll know that y'all been around since pretty much day one. So I'm just gonna call you guys my blue crew, man. You know, I can always glance over and know that it's somebody, and some of your names yours especially, I can see right off. Um, yeah, man, I will give Mama Bandy a hug for me. She might be listening, so say hi to Mama. Oh, and you know what? My Uncle Jerry has a birthday tomorrow. He turns 75. So happy birthday, Uncle Jerry. Mama was telling me that and asked me to tell you happy birthday. So I'm telling you now, happy birthday, my Uncle Jerry. I love you. God bless you. What a pillar of our family you have been, and what a true reflection of just living your life and being man enough to do it. I can just appreciate that. So Uncle Jerry, nothing but love to you. Happy birthday, my brother. Appreciate all you've been for us, man. Thank you. Yeah. So, guys, I appreciate y'all being here with me, man. It's been fun. Next week, weekend review. I don't know what we'll be talking about, but we'll be talking about whatever it is, some of the topics that's going on, some things that's happening, and sharing some news with you along the way. I hope to have some more news about my venture, and I'll be sharing it with you guys along the way, and then now, then you guys will know exactly what it feels like to try to take something to market and try to actually, do it, see what happens. So, yeah, I'm just going to use it as my way to make content, give me something to talk about, but also maybe that's my way of sharing and helping with people is just do it in front of them, and then they'll know everything not to do. But hey, guys, I appreciate y'all being here. My name is Guy. This is Creating Change. Please hit the like button, subscribe, share if you feel so led. But if not, I really don't care. I just appreciate y'all being here. Just so many miles between us, there can be so many more. Been so long since I've seen you, some I've never seen before. Well, I make a promise to myself, God knows I'll keep. I won't let the miles between us be so long in between. It's worth every rest stop, and Daddy, I need to pee, so my son can be around the ones that mean so much to me. Well, I want him to know you and love you all just like me. I won't let the miles between us be so long in between. As the miles go by, my mind begins to go to the memories I've made from so many years ago. And I make a promise to myself, God knows I'll keep. I won't let the miles between us be so long in between. It's worth every rest stop, and Daddy, I need to be, so my son can be around the ones that mean so much to me. Well, I want him to know you and love you all just like me. I won't let the miles between us be so long in between. I won't let the miles between us be so long in